going to be starting here. Alrighty then, looks like we're live. Let's hop right into it. Today we will be hitting some rerolls, so Global S5 here, just dropped today for Global, we'll get that. Asia was last night for me, but yeah. I've not re-rolled any Asia or Europe servers, but we will be doing that today if I have the time to do so. Okay, looks like everything's going well on the streaming side of things at the moment. I find it a bit odd that I can't see in YouTube, though. All right. All right. Yeah, I haven't re-rolled in about 10 days, I would say, so I think it's been like 10 days, or no, I did 3 and 4, so it couldn't have been 10 days ago, but I did 3 and 4 at the same time, so have to get back into the swing of things here. See how this goes. All right. It's a little irritating that all the rerolls, you have to go through this auto thing again, where you can get double speed and then auto and run through all that, and it'd be kind of nice if it unlocked immediately. I mean, I understand that for new players they need to kind of figure out the game, but at the same time they kind of don't, because you know, if you're getting in and you're just doing it like re-rolling, like you already know it, but I don't know. I guess I don't know if any of you guys know, but I think they might have been banning some re-rolled accounts. I know they just did a ban wave today and doing their anti-cheat stuff, which is great, but hopefully they're not targeting any re-rolled accounts or any accounts that were made on systems that that have done a lot of re-rolls. That would be pretty unfortunate. So. I've never used the keys for these either. I think it's interesting. Usually I just click on the skill and then do it that way, but I guess we can try something new today. All right. Okay, and then I don't think we have to fight this guy. We can skip. Yeah, that's great. Skip that, and then we can get it rolling here. All right. Yeah, once I get back into the swing of things here, I should be able to do the right skills at the right time. I know there's a way to do this faster, but yeah, I don't know. So I'll just keep it pushing here. Going for Lily and Shadow Sanya. I've pulled the other, well, I guess there's 7 now, but I've pulled, out of the original 6 that dropped on global release, I've pulled Mio. I've pulled Mio like 7 times on different accounts, and Heinrich a couple times, and then I've pulled Doki Doki and Messiah a couple times too, but I have not been able to pick up the Shadow Sanya or the Lily. So if I could get like an alt account going with those two, that would be pretty awesome to, see what I can make happen with those. So. All right, Dorothy, we get Dorothy at level 6, which is pretty strange. Okay, God. Do you guys think that my face is too small, or I can't really make it any smaller, but if you guys think it's too small, I can make it bigger, or if it's a good size, I can leave it there. I don't want to take up too much of the screen, so I need to make a layout though for streaming and then recording purposes. This is the first time I've live streamed, but yeah, I should have made a YouTube layout years ago, actually, back when I started and I was doing Epic 7 and Summoners War and whatnot there. Okay. I think this is the last fight we have to do on the normal speed and on auto, or not on auto, on manual. So hopefully after this we'll be rolling faster here. With the promo codes that we have out now, I think you can probably just go through the first floor of campaign and, or story, campaign, adventure, I don't know if there's a term for it in this game, but just the main story or whatever. You can just roll through there and do the first one. I was doing the first 2. I know some people were just doing the first one anyway. But for me, it was kind of like, well, I'd rather get the extra, I don't know if it's 10 or 20 summons or what it is, but going ahead and picking up the extra ones, usually guaranteed then 2 SSRs. And I wasn't in a spot where I had to do the tutorial and then the first stage or whatever, and then come back in after doing the summons. If I got, like, the first one was good or whatever, or I was 10 off pity, I wouldn't have to go and do the second chapter. I was pretty solid. I would get 2 SSRs if I did 2 chapters, but yeah, with all the codes they have now, I don't think that'll be an issue. I can try to get some music going, maybe. Not sure if I can. I think while that's going, we can try to set something up here. Is it coming through? Desktop audio. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get some music going here, guys. How is it gonna be? Let's keep the game going here. Yeah, get that. Get our free Leanne. Okay. All right. And I think it's right back into a chapter. I don't think we have to do any, like, whatever, Grim Pursuit or anything here right away, do we? We will see. Okay, yep, the first buy thing or whatever. I think we can, yeah, we can just go right into than this one. I don't think you can do challenges before this, actually. And once we attack this guy, it should unlock the ×2 and the autoplay. So we can get that done. Okay, Leanne, there. Lovely. I think does it have pop-ups here? I'm trying to remember where all the different things are in the tutorial here. Trying to get the music going too, so we can have a little background, a little something to listen to. Okay, load. We can just run through these. Okay, I always pick up the newspaper things, even for rerolls. I pick them up because it's kind of like, well, as long as you're going through, you might as well get them and not have to come back later on to get that stuff. I think on my main account I've only gotten 6 though. So if you guys have completed these, like the newspapers and the posters and that stuff, let me know in the comments. Someone maybe they are all available, like all 10 or whatever that are in that little. It's at the bottom when you open up that top right tab. That it's like Animus and challenges and hyperlink charter, all the things, settings and whatnot. There's some newspaper like thing in there. I don't know what exactly it is, but. Okay, I'm wondering what's going on there then. I'm trying to get the trying to get background music going, but I am technologically challenged, it would seem. How's these? Yeah. I'll try to figure out as we go here. Alrighty then. Leanne, this guy. I wonder if they die when you do that. If you're actually killing the person that you're attacking or whatever, because they're all Animus or whatever. They're the in-game creatures or whatever, like the Animus you pull, like you're like the human or whatever, and then these things are some computer life force, I think, is the idea. Skip that battle. Get that done. Okay. And we'll get that done. This is the first reroll. If you guys are just tuning in, there has not been any, nothing summoned yet, just the first reroll, so. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get the audio worked out here. Alright, I think that's a good volume. I think that's a good volume. So, yeah, I can bring it up slightly. Alright, let me know, guys, if that's a good volume for the music there. And I can adjust it if it needs to go up or down. Don't want it to be too loud, but it's nice to have something, you know, to fill some of the white noise, you know, or not white noise, but nice for there to be white noise to fill some of the silent space sometimes when we're just running through here. So we can skip these 2 attacks, which is nice. Okay. I'll let this fight done then. Can't wait for the can't wait to put all the codes in for all these rerolls. That's the biggest hassle. If there was some way you could copy the codes and put all of them in at the same time, that would be great, or something like that, because having to do all of them individually, there's like 20-something codes, I think, now, so yeah, it's a little rough to have to run through all those, but it's the only way that this reroll works is because of those codes, so that's good to have. Good to have for sure. Nice gigabyte. Alright, Yang, nobody cares. And we're through chapter 1, lovely. So, I think it's time for those codes. So this first 10 pull can actually have an SSR in it. I've only seen it 1 time out of all the rerolls that I've done, so I'm not sure where exactly Soft Pity starts. I know for the beginning here, like it says 69 summons left because you got the... That doesn't really make any sense. The Lian should have counted as an SSR, but and then you've only done 10 pulls from there. But it really, I've never seen anyone go past 50, I think, for these, so we'll see what happens there. And then do we have to do this, I wonder? You can probably back out, but I'm just gonna roll it and get it done. Okay. I guess that's fine. I'll start getting our codes ready here pretty shortly then. Yeah, I can turn the music up a little bit. Yeah, I can turn the music up a little bit. Yeah, I can turn the music up. That should be good. Okay, just about done here. Might be worth skipping this fight from now on, because it's just wasting 2 minutes of reroll time. But that's alright. We'll get through this, and then we'll hit our summons here, and we'll be, maybe we'll get lucky, be one and done. Lily and Shadow Sanya. Or even just one of them would be great, because, again, I haven't pulled either, and they're like the most game-breaking LDSSRs there right now. I really like Messiah a lot. I think he's outstanding. Great damage carry. But, yeah. Is it other? Yeah, here. Alright, time for all the codes. Lovely. Nope, did not. I don't know if that worked or not. We gotta make sure all of them go through. Okay, good. Guess it's a good thing I checked then. I'm not sure if that's one that's even really worth it. Anyway, I don't know if there was summons in the weekly PvP code. I know in one of the weekly PvP codes there were, but I'm not sure which ones, so. Okay. Then we got all these codes here. I might skip the 50 gem ones for the next set of rerolls. Or going forward here, I'm not sure if these really... So these are like 10 more summons, I would say. Worth of codes. We'll see where the pity lines up with how many codes they're giving us now, how many summons they're giving us with the codes. And see if we really need to do all these for every reroll, because it'd be kind of... It might be a waste of time, I don't know. Every 10 pull has the chance of having the SSRs you're looking for, but we might need to play a game of likelihood here and say, well, if this is lining up so that we're getting 2 SSRs and then we're back to full pity counter, then is 10 more summons realistically worth going for? And then obviously putting all the codes in is a massive pain, so you might want to just skip that anyway. But we'll do it for the first one at least and see what we line ourselves up with here. Okay. Bucket gamer. Just 5 more left here. All right. We are finally... Oh. Did that one expire? Oh, must have expired, I guess, that weekly PvP W1 code. So we got all that. I don't know if there's really anything in here to take early on. I don't know if there's any... I guess you get one here. Right there. Okay, so there was one summon there then. The shop, we will have this thing to buy. So the free one over here, free. And then if there's anything in the events, we're gonna check that out. Candy party resets, that's pretty cool. There's 5 there then, so that's worth that. Worth it to check that out. I don't think there's anything in there we could get. Summon arena, and then there's extra stones there, so I think with all that we're probably going to be fine to go here. And then there's no summons early on here either, so don't need to worry about that either. Okay, summon. Let's see what we get here. So this one did just come up as well. That would be, what, 3K? Yeah. So, not that we're going for her anyway, but she seems, at least, at the very least, she seems okay. I don't think her damage is going to keep up, but we'll see. And then she's probably in the permanent summon already, so she's, in my mind, she's just in the way of me getting the 2 that I really want, so yeah, but let's start pulling these then. I feel like I'm really low on, the crystals here. But as long as we get the SSR fast enough from the first one, it's pretty likely anyway that you're then getting the second one. I've never done the rerolls after the first chapter, though I always go through the second chapter, so that's maybe what's throwing me off. Maybe there is actually that big of a difference, which would be kind of wild, but... Alright. Okay, Holden. Great SSR there, of course. So he's at the end, which would lead me to believe that we went to full pity for the first one that you get. What would that be? Or maybe it's the next... It's the next one, I don't know. Did we start at 74? So we did 30, 40... I feel like I've gone to 50 total, like 50 including the first 10 that they force you to do, so... They might have gotten it early there. Angus is good. Okay. Marvel. Yeah, Holden doesn't exactly enthuse me to play an account, obviously, but definitely a good SSR there. I've been using him a lot in, I think I use him in my Nico Nana team, and my, well, he should definitely be in your Terramatan team if you have him, but yeah, I think Nico Nana and Terramatan I've been using him in, and I like him quite a bit. I think I've used him in Doki Doki too, not that that's a great choice, but I have used him in there as well. So, anyway, we'll see what we get here. This kind of has that reroll vibe on it, so yeah. Okay, is that Mio then? Or Yelly, okay. The new one. That's cool, but not really, I don't care too much, honestly. Maybe I'll keep this on the side if she turns out to be, not like I can get rid of it, but maybe I'll keep it in the back of my mind to play if she turns out to be extremely good, and then see if I can end up picking up more LDs along the way. But yeah, so it looks like we started with a Yelly, so we'll pop out of here. Yep, and then we're gonna start rolling Europe server accounts. So. All right. It's 5, so we'll do Europe. Just start at Europe 1 and go 1 through 5. Then I'll do yeah, it sounds good to me. I'll do these for the Europe server accounts then. That way I can differentiate. If I end up maining 2 accounts this way, then I've got the opportunity to go ahead and say, all right, this is the Europe server account that I've got. This is the normal global one is just Feral, so we run it that way. Back to the grind. I will say it's definitely faster, even with the having to clear the Grim Grim Pursuit or whatever, the first Grim Pursuit area, it's still definitely faster to not have to do the second story. Like, I feel like I can do it pretty fast, but it's still gonna cost at least 10 minutes to do the second chapter if you didn't want to end up doing that. So we hit this here. Yeah, he's gonna want me to hit Sybil and then just keep running through here. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I wonder where you go after this, because you're kind of stuck on the balcony with this guy. I mean, to the left of him, there's like some sort of strange shards and energy or whatever it is, and then where do you go from that balcony after you defeat this guy, I wonder? And this is where we end up where do we end up after this? We have to like run up some ramp or something, I think. Here is that what happens? I can't remember the exact the whole exact tutorial area, but I'm sure after seeing it 10 times I'm gonna remember quite well. So all right, so here we can just run right past him. Not gonna be an issue there, and just keep pushing there. Skip all the things. Try to find different music. This is a bit slow, this music, so we'll get through this battle and I'll try to get something else. This is a bit slow. Okay. There we go there. Gray is honestly pretty crazy how he turn cycles so fast. If you put the lattices into him, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, I mean, he's literally he's increasing crit rate and defense breaking every 2 turns if you put the lattices into him. I mean, the 3-turn deal is enough. Like, I really don't think you need to put anything into him. Because, I mean, with enough effect accuracy, you're basically getting him to 100% decreased defense rate anyway. But, yeah, he's honestly pretty good. I feel like he's a little underappreciated. Maybe if he did more damage, or if he did like one more buff or something, or I don't know, if he brought something else, like maybe if he brought like a vulnerable on his skill 1 or something, they put that debuff on his skill 1. I mean, you've already got the effect accuracy to land the decreased defense anyway, so then sitting there going ahead and putting a vulnerable on is really just going to be helping to push more damage for your team. Maybe that would be the buff, but he's really close to being one where it's like, yeah, 100% invest in him. Great unit. I think he's just pretty good right now where he's at, and you probably really don't need to invest, so. Wonder if anyone's made a script that runs this game already on its own. That would be kind of sad. I mean, the game's been out for 3 weeks now, exactly 3 weeks, I believe. So if someone has spent the time to make a script specifically to play the game because you don't want to re-roll the tutorial yourself, that would be that'd be so much work to not have to do any more work, to have to figure all that out. But yeah. Yeah, too bad about that last one. If we could have gotten like Yelly with a Shadow Sania or a Lily, I probably would have taken it and just ran that account as like a baby account, a side account, and just did that. But not quite what happened there, so that's just the nature of this, really. I mean, there's a good chance we go through the 10 accounts I have left and we don't get anything we're actually looking for, you know. But we'll see. Okay, that'll take a while to run through that. Try to find different different music here. We need like gaming music, not I don't even know. All right, what's in here? These are all okay. I don't know any of those. I think this one will be better, maybe. Hopefully. We'll try this one out. See if that's a little more palatable to listen to. So, skip this. Get early in, and then hop back into story. Lovely. Alright, animus shell. Check out. Empower these twice typically. Get back in here. Okay, wonderful. Get our auto battles going again and bully our way through the first chapter here. That's too loud, let me know, guys. I have still not quite figured out the whole music deal here, but working on it. That. This, and after this, we should end up at the like a train station area and be able to skip 2 battles and then knock out the 3rd guy that's in there, collect a chest, and then I think it's Kazumi, I think that's the one, the red one, I think is in this, it's like the final boss of this one. Yeah, the other thing that makes the 2nd chapter take so long is that you have to defeat the Obel too, and then it's a Shadow Runner, it's not even really Obel, it's Shadow Runner, and then you've got to hit the 1st life and the 2nd life, and yeah, waste your time there, but before, yeah, that really was the only way to guarantee the double SSRs. The first, like before we got some extra codes that give more summons, like you kind of had to do the 2nd chapter if you wanted to guarantee 2 SSRs, or at least close to it. I think technically maybe you could still go without getting 2 SSRs. It's just not real likely. Like you're very likely going to get 2. I don't think I had any trouble when I rerolled before doing that. Okay. Gotta wait for this guy now. This absolute chicken wing eating player. you guys think the Animus eat anything? Or do they live off of, I don't know, electrical energy? I think technically the idea is our hyperlinker here, the human or whatever, protagonist of the game, is supposed to be, you know, outside, and then you're in some virtual headset then to hang out with, I don't know, electrical computer beings. I assume that's what these are. But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's like supposed to be a different dimension. I feel like I kind of got that vibe a little bit from the story. When I did read the story, it was supposed to be kind of like a different dimension. But it's like, if you're hooked up to a bunch of electronic stuff, isn't it just like a digital world? Like it's like, you know, Digimon 2.0 or something. Instead of monsters, you've got people that are monsters, or, you know, I don't know. I do not know for sure, but yeah, we're through there. Come on. Okay, now we're at the little train area where you run around this guy and this guy. Kill him, and we're good to go here. No, I believe it's Kazumi, the red one. We will see, though. It's gotta be the red one. It's early. Oh no, it is. It is Kazuyo, the Reverie. It's the green one. Okay. No. What? That doesn't make sense. No, it's the red one. It's just the green. It's just in the form of the green element instead, or because that's the red one's skills with the decreased defense. So maybe this thing's skills are just completely different, or maybe they reworked Kazuyo and this is what she used to work like. I don't know why this is. I don't know why things working this way. So, yeah, we're just about through here, back to round 2 of summons. Just have to do our redeem codes. It looks like based on the last set we did on my Global 5 server, that we probably do need to go through and do all of the whatever crystal things. Like, I guess we could try to not do it and then see and summon anyway, and then go back and run them in after that. But yeah, Yelly is much better than, really. That's a. Does she do that much damage that they're? I don't know how you could compare anything to Messiah. Honestly, Messiah is real nasty. So that would be interesting if Yelly was that good. If you guys know, let me know. But I have kind of a hard time believing that based on her kid, based on the way that she reads, it just doesn't seem like Yelly would be like doing Messiah level damage. But I don't know. If she had a crit, if she had a team-wide crit buff, I feel like then I could understand her being better. But just the self buff, I mean, I guess she could be the only damage dealer in your team, but that's a little suspect. Okay, nice Valerian is always good, of course. Come on. Oh, there we go. The second account. Why was it on Europe though? Why is it the Europe server we're getting this on? What an absolute beauty. What an absolute beauty. Let me full screen this. Oh no, I clicked out of it, damn. Alright. Well, I'll have to go back into the recording, I guess, and try to screenshot it there, but very nice. Very, very nice. So we've got a Lily account then. I'm going to keep re-rolling, though, to see if we can get more on different accounts. Like, so, I mean, maybe on this account it's just Lily, but another account could be like Lily Sanya, Shadow Sanya, so we will see. I don't think we have to do this, right? Yeah, we can back out of that. Save a little time there, so kind of surprised to have gotten her so early on. I think this is reset number I've done 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 14. I've done 14, so is this reset 16 then, I think? This might be reset 16. Not 100% sure, so... Yeah, win. Oh yeah, win. Definitely. Big win there. Big W in the chat. So, yeah, we'll keep rerolling here and see what we get, though. Still have all these codes to throw in and get that done. I was hoping it would be a global server, though. Just because I live in America, it's just that I know the reset time a little better. I guess I'll have to maybe get a little more familiar with the global server reset time. I don't know if that's going to be like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the afternoon for me, maybe? I'm not sure. But we will see. We will see. Which one did I just do? That one, okay. PvP. There. Yeah, again, sorry about the time it takes to put all these codes in, guys. I mean, if you're obviously, I'm sure some of you guys have rerolled, but yeah, it would just be nice if they put some way in to put all these in at the same time. That'd be extremely helpful. I'm sure that'd be an extreme waste of their time as the as the creators of the game. That one. Copy that. Say more. It's a NSW guy. YDCB OG SW guy there as well. If you guys are new here, haven't seen the content I've made before, doing Etheria restart, I was a Epic 7 and Summoner's War creator before this. I'm excited to be in this game. I think this game is going to be really, really big, honestly. I know there's been, you know, some creators saying, you know, this or that, or this is bad, devs need to do this, and so on. But I think the devs made a great game here. I really wouldn't be concerned at all about, you know, they don't talk to us for a week, or, you know, this content is too hard, or why is, you know, why is this unit this way or this unit this way? Like, you know, there's plenty of time for balance patches, plenty of time for them to change things. You know, this game is certainly not dead on the water, and I'm sure these guys are putting in pretty crazy hours right now, trying to balance the game, trying to get things where they need to be, keep their community happy, but not, like, you don't want to give people everything, like, then there's nothing to play for. That's my issue. That's actually why I don't play Summoner's War anymore. It used to take a month to, actually, this was many years ago. It used to take a full month to, get, like, just a Giants B10 team, and that's like, you get to hour 3 now, and it's like, you haven't cleared Giants B10? So it's insane how much they just give away now. I don't like that they did that. I wish they would go back to the game being, you know, in a harder state. That's when I like playing it more. But I don't know. I think that's an unfortunate thing that some gacha games have gotten into now, and they have to kind of compete with idle games too, which kind of makes me sick to my stomach, where it's just colors and units and summons just slapping you in the face over and over again, and it's like just totally meaningless. I have no idea how any mechanics, there's no summons in here, I don't understand how really any of the mechanics work in these idle games. You just pop in, summon like 10 of the highest rarity unit, and then an hour later you can't progress anymore, and it's like, what am I playing here? But that floats some people's boats, so I feel like we have less summons, but we have maybe, I don't know, similar summons and similar deal there, so let's keep re-rolling it here. Okay, I think that was just a purple. Nice. Definitely a good pull there. I'll take a dupe of that. I think for SRs, as long as you can get... Actually, I was going to say him. If you can get, like, Valerian, Fangus, Didding, and Kazuyo, you think you're in a pretty good spot. Kashi the Guard as well. There's a couple others that are really good, but if you can get, like, those 5, I think you can put just about any team together early on, which is super nice. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, if you get unlucky in a way and you get a lot of SSRs that you don't need that are pretty much just useless or they're one-dimensional or whatever, then it makes it a little harder. Because you get the lattices to build a couple SSRs, or a couple SRs, but you get the lattices to only build like one SSR, so they can only carry you so hard. So, okay, are we going to full pity here? Okay, 20 summons, so we have, of course, the amount we need to do that, but awesome. Hey, maybe we can hit a double here. We got the double LD here. That'd be nasty. That would be nasty. I've only seen one double on the accounts that I've played, oh, is that Chronica? Okay. I need to find out which faction Shadow Sania is in. I'm not sure, because I like the emblem comes up and I'm like, anything. I don't know if she's in the D faction or if she's in a different one, but any of those things come up and I'm like, oh, is it, you know, is it Shadow Sania or this or that or whatever, but yeah. These and we'll pop off of here. So, oh, we got 3. We got 3. Come on. Yeah, Shadow Sania would be outstanding here. It could happen. It could happen, guys. There's our boy Kachi, too. There is our boy Kachi. Come on. Oh, Messiah. Oh, shit. Oh. Yo, this account. I'm actually gonna have to play this account now. Darn. Darn, right? Jeez. Alright, wow. Lily Messiah, that's hell of a combination there. And then we picked up a Veronica too, which you can use her to like do slow playing stuff. And is she the one that makes teams unkillable? I feel like she does the yeah, HP will not drop below 1 point. So you can set up some team where she becomes unkillable, but nice. Got the Lily Messiah, very first Lily I've pulled on any account, so very, very cool there. I think we will keep rerolling, of course, but this probably ends up being like my alt account. I'd have to be pretty lucky in the next 9. Yeah, the next 9 we're doing. We've got Europe server 2 through 5, and then Asia server 1 through 5 as well. So, awesome. Awesome there, but keep it rolling. W, big W. Huge W, my guy. Huge W there, my guy. Yeah, that is a massive account. Pick the guy. I've been wondering, if you pick the girl, I wonder if the rates change. Wonder if they, because my wife's account, she has like, she's pulled so many SSRs. She's the one that has gotten the double SSR in one pull. I've seen her go back to back to back. On my account, it's like I'm happy to not go past 50 summons. That's like a really good for me. I've hit pity like three times I think on that one. My main is free to play, so there's that. But Yeah. But I don't know. I like if I pulled like a Lily or a Shadow Sign, I feel like on my main account, like I'd probably be willing to spend money then. I do have Mio, Messiah, and Heinrich. Kind of surprised to see how I'm not using Heinrich like at all. Maybe I'm just missing like something about it, but like we just have the Holden banner. He's got buff strip. You've got Viper who has buff strip with debuffs. Like Heinrich, I feel like is really good for like arena, but then you look at like the other ones, and they're just bringing more. Like, you know, Viper, I'm pretty sure does the speed slow and the decrease attack. Holden has the decrease attack and the decrease resistance. I think, and then what? Jada can steal buffs. You've got her. She brings AoE decreased defense, and she does great damage on top of that. So there's just other strip options for PvE that I think are probably just better. We can just get punched in the face here. That's all right. But yeah, I'm just a little like I pulled Heinrich and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like everyone's raving about this guy, but then I feel like it's more for like a PvP purpose because he's got the buff block, so I feel like he's maybe just better there. And then the you know, PvE side of things, there's just going to be better options. But yeah. We can probably just hit this and keep pushing here. I thought if you crit on that middle one, you were supposed to kill him. So I find that odd that I crit, and I think I crit and got the decreased defense on him, and he still didn't die. But that's okay. I've probably rerolled too many times if I'm sitting here thinking critically about how to save a couple seconds on a reroll. Like that might be a sign to me that I might want to not reroll again after this. So yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, still can't do the auto here, of course. Okay, crit rate and then defense break. Defense break. You know, I've heard it. I've heard a lot of people, other content creators, say defense shred. I don't know if that's from like I don't know if it's like a Honkai Star Rail or like a Withering Waves term. For me, it's always been like a defense break. I've played Summoner's War, or did play Summoner's War from 2014 to, I don't know if I've logged in this year. I might have logged in once or twice or something this year, but haven't actively played since the end of 2023. So I played for quite a long time, Summoner's War, and it was always decreased defense. Epic 7, it was always decreased defense, so I don't know if the term, you know, defense shredding is like a Star Rail or a Withering Waves thing. I've never played Withering Waves. It looked okay to me, at least. I think they just had their 1 year anniversary, 1 or 2 year anniversary or something like that. Played Honkai Star Rail for 2 days and hated it, but I know a lot of people like it, so that is good for them. I just couldn't get behind the at the start there was no PvP. I would have to imagine there is now. I'd be shocked if people were spending money on a PvE only game. That would be like, you could just play Pokemon. Like you or you could play, like, you could just play Pokemon, or it seems like a weird game to want to play just single player. And I'm not a big PvP guy at all by any means. But to not have the ability to fight with other players at all, like just completely out of the game. I don't know why you'd spend, you know, months of real life time grinding the game, literally months, like in terms of time. Like if you play 3 hours a day, it adds up to what is that, 21 hours a week, and then you just keep grinding for months and months, and the actual literal in-game time of you being in game is months of time. to not play anyone else. It seems kind of like odd. And then like the aspect of like spending in the game, if you're not playing anyone else, I don't know why you would spend. So there must be some PvP in there now, but when I started, there was not. When the Star Rail game came out, so I have not quite played that again, but yeah. The Withering Waves, maybe I should check out. Withering or Wuthering? Maybe I'm supposed to say Wuthering Waves? I don't know exactly how it's spelled, but yeah. We got our boy Jacques or Jacques on the ground here. It'd be awesome if there was a way to skip this animation. As much as I love, you know, that people put in the hard work to make this stuff when you're, you know, re-rolling the game when you've seen it not 20 times, but when you've seen it 17 times now, I think, for me, you know, it would be alright to skip it. I've gotten to watch this guy fly off a building enough times, I think. Alright, skip, and it'll have us do the Liane summon. Pop through there, lovely. Alright. Animus shell, check loadouts. Yeah, so I think if I get a Shadow Sania account, or I mean especially one with Lily and Shadow Sania, I feel like for me I probably wouldn't reroll again. I don't know what the point would be. I'd probably just play that account as like a baby account, or I'll use the Lily Messiah account. That could be cool too, but yeah. We do this now. Probably do that. And then I could try to get some stream set up where I can play whichever account like in a bigger frame and then like a smaller frame, and then my face will go somewhere over here, and yeah. I'd like to get some cool layout where I can play 2 games at a time, because you know, sometimes it's nice to, you're gonna watch someone stream, sometimes it's like nice to look at the main game that you're like actually there for and wanting to know more about, or like get a different perspective, or just hang out kind of a thing. But then like sometimes it's nice to have like a different game, different color palette to look at there too, you know, or just more of the same. It could just be more of the same. So like this, get that done. Load. Okay. This guy. Get our newspapers. Alright, we got this too. Also, I would love for them to explain to us why the red one is the blue affinity unit and the blue one is the red affinity unit. That would be an outstanding move. If XD needs to explain themselves for anything, it's that, why they have so grotesquely mixed up, you know, what should be basic, you know, like character affinity matching with their design. But yeah. I'm on Europe. This is Europe server. So Europe server, do the unions from global server mix with global? I feel like they don't. So I'd have to find a new union. That'll be fun. I'm not too concerned about having players to play with. Like, I suspect there's plenty of people from around the world on various different servers. Like, I'm not worried about, you know, who's going to be playing. Really? Come on, man. Walk the other way. Oh, you are not normal. Alright. Guess you have to back off and then I'll walk that way? Yeah. What? What on earth? I know there's summons in that chest. I think there's 3 of them, so... just have to wait for this guy to move, finally. There we go. That was abnormally difficult to get 3 summons in, so... Alright, I'll walk that way and keep it pushing, please. Lovely. You did not want to cooperate with us that time, but that is okay. Yelly is a good starting unit. We'll have to look at her kit. I'm pretty sure she does a crit buff and then a AoE decreased defense, and then does she have follow-up attacks with her passive, or what does she have? I mean, I'm sure she's good anyway, but I was concerned that her damage would be not high enough. I'm not... So if you guys have played with her, or you've watched maybe more videos than I have, I watched a couple videos on her, and I was worried about damage output, but yeah, I can... Obviously, having a decreased defense is great to start with, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let me know though about the Yelly, if that's if she's got good damage, like Messiah level, or maybe not Messiah level, but at least close. So otherwise, I feel like for me, because my recommendation for the targeted summon would be Kloss. So that's what I got for my account. My main account as well was Kloss. So like, I've got the decreased defense and the decreased speed there. Obviously Yelly is off affinity, neutral affinity to everything, but I don't know, like, it would just be about damage for me, really, because I feel like if I'm bringing her in, I don't know, you could still bring her into something like Doki Doki, and then you still have the opportunity to bring the an extra damage dealer with her, like if she still does pretty good damage, so I guess there's that. Great. These guys, I don't think you can run from these battles either. Oh, you can. Really? Alright. I didn't know that. That's convenient. Very convenient there. Okay, hit this guy, and then... So it is the name here is Kazumi. It says find Kazumi Kazuyo under the map, but then it's like it's the Kazumi. Kazumi's the red one. This looks like the red one, but then it's got the green affinity. It's totally irrelevant, really. I mean, it's almost an unlosable fight. I think it is an unlosable fight, but oh, it bothers me a lot. Things not be matching. It has to be like an old character design or something else, or they intentionally put 2 units together and then I don't know. It's weird to me. It's just weird to me. It'd be kind of cool if they released some of these side characters as rares, though. Like, you've got Vice, and you've got, what is it? I think it's Andrew. I think they're both named Andrew, maybe. The tanky ones. The one where the color red is actually blue affinity, and the blue-colored one is actually the red affinity. But, I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to see some of these other side characters maybe be cool. Maybe be cool and usable in the game. I hope they don't just release like SSRs. I feel like that would be the one thing that could really hurt this game a lot, is if the devs listen to the community too much about like giving players free stuff that they should have to go through some gameplay loop to get. Like, make sure there's things to strive for and look for, and I think they do a good job of that anyway, but yeah, like don't just give the community whatever they ask for, and then also don't just add SSRs as well. Like add a couple rares here and there, a couple SSR or a couple SRs here and there, and then yeah, just so there's like more variety, more SRs there to fill roles that SSRs would normally have, but you might have affinity issues with, or you can't get the perfect lattices for, and things like that. So we'll exit out of that, hit this, and all right. Now we can do our codes, I think. Back to the codes, guys. The redeem codes, and just start tossing them in. Just start feeding the game some codes. Okay. You know, that's what the script would be great for, actually. If they scripted the beginning of the tutorial of the game so people could reroll using a computer and not actually have to actively reroll the game. Not that I'm advocating for that. I would not recommend using third-party software in any game that you're playing. That is a good way to get banned. So be careful about that if you want to do that, or just maybe don't do that would be probably the better move. But yeah, if the script put in the redeem codes for you, that would be really cool. Okay. Gotcha smack there. Protect one. Copy. I feel like maybe I'm getting faster putting them in. Maybe. Not that that's an outstanding life skill to have, putting redeem codes into Etheria restart, but you have to start somewhere. Get your wins where you can get them, guys. Okay. Just about done. Just 6 more here. We will be back into the summoning. That. And there we are. So, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Get our achievements too. Collect, collect, collect. All of the things. The one thing that I need to make sure of is that I go ahead and I get this 800 crystal thing in every single reroll I do. Definitely want to do that and not accidentally spend the crystals on just the outright summoning anyway of 10. Like, obviously this is the better value, but then if it comes down to the wire where you don't have enough crystals, this could have been what happened too, which would be rough. Nothing in there. The events, we've got 5 of these, and then I don't think we had anything else. And the little bit we did before, I don't believe there was any other. Well, there's a couple ways to get crystals in there, but nothing that we're going to spend our time doing here, at least. So, okay, so that, and then permanent summon here. So, let's keep it pushing here, guys. I would kind of expect that account we just had, the Europe server 1 account, to be the best the best account we get today, but you never know. You're gonna have some days where you get nothing, which for a lot of people has been probably every time. Actually, there's yeah, plenty of failing you can do in this reroll process. They certainly make it easy, but yeah, eventually, I mean, you'll get a good one. And then it might be a really long time after that until you get another good one, so. Kraken. I personally prefer Kazuyo, the green one, over the Kraken. If you guys have any thoughts on that, let me know. I feel like Kaz just does more, like the decrease. The 3-turn sleep, obviously it's 1 turn faster than Kraken's 4-turn freeze on his AoE, but then the decrease attack is pretty huge as well, I feel like, so. Yeah, but you guys let me know what you think if you want to. Kaz there. Ditting. Absolute beast, of course. Okay, I think we got 20 more then. I think we got 20 more here. Yep. Okay, lovely. Lovely. So it looks like we are pretty solidly getting then 2 SSRs per roll, which is the goal. I mean, I guess the goal is to get as many as possible, but I mean, the realistic goal is like, well, at least as long as we get 2, we've got a good opportunity to see some different things. Okay, Real Mocha. I was thinking it was Mio, but yeah, I've pulled plenty of her. I don't need any more Mio, just to clarify. I have pulled plenty of her, so that's all good there. Then we got one more 10 pull here. Okay. Good 10 pull, but yeah, not enough for me to play the account, so I think we can probably just hop off of this one. I don't know. Yeah, let's just hit the next reroll here. Okay, okay. Rolled me right into my main account, Global 1, so we gotta just pop back out of that. We will be hitting Europe 3 now. Europe 3. 3. There we go. Okay. Get our boy Wonder here. I think it's a little, I wouldn't say strange, it's a little odd, maybe, that there's no way to customize the characters. Not that that's a big thing in gacha games anyway, but I feel like with some of the quality of life things this game has, some of the, like how good of a launch this game really had, like how, nice and uniform a lot of things are, at least in my mind. I'm kind of surprised they don't have any way to customize your character, like 10 different hairstyles, 10 eye colors, you can change the skin tone, stuff like that. Because it's not like it's usable in battle anyway, it's not like there's some sort of advantage in customizing your character. It's just like a fun thing for people to do at the start of the game. And some people don't do that anyway. I probably wouldn't have done anything other than maybe like change the eye color to blue, but you know, some people like to do that a lot. I think women, definitely women that are in the gacha gaming space, I think really like that customization. And obviously there's plenty of guys that like it too, but I think a lot of gacha games really should be trying to get more women to play the game, because it makes the guys in chat go a little insane, and then, which is just really amusing to watch, extremely amusing to watch. But beyond that, you know, it opens up more interest in the game too. You know, they tell their friends, women tell their friends everything, so it would just I feel like lead maybe to a little more eyeballs if they did targeted things like that, customization, or if they added an element or two that they found that women really liked. Like I feel like it would help a lot of gacha games. Because currently it's a little bit maybe just like not super welcoming in a way. You know, which kind of is hypocritical. Like it's kind of backwards from what I said about the chat, because guys will say anything, do anything for these girls to DM them back in these these gacha games, but like doing things that would make them more interested on a game loop level, I feel like would be good. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of, you know, husbands, boyfriends, spouses, whatever, brothers, like, I don't know if I said fathers, but stuff that like they would like to play with their, they'd like, you know, you'd like to play some of these games with your wife or your daughter or sister, stuff like that. And a lot of these games are just like, you know, oh yeah, it looks cool, but this is not a gameplay loop that excites me at all. They want to play the Match 3 games and the dress my dog up game, and what else do women play? God, it's a lot of Match 3. It's, I don't know women that don't play Match 3 games. Yeah, like Project Makeover stuff. I think that's an actual, like physically that's what the game is called, which is also a Match 3 game, so yeah, but yeah, if we get stuff like that that was a little more interesting for them, I think that would be good. Of course, maybe that's not a big money-making market anyway. Like, I think women are maybe less likely to spend money on pixels. They're more likely to spend money on material things they can have in their hand, which arguably is just more intelligent anyway. At least when they're wasting their money on makeup or a new chair or some obscure thing that they saw on Pinterest they wanted. It is like a physical object you can kind of get behind and understand a little bit of, like, well, maybe they'll use this one time before it ends up in the basement and you never see it again. But like the pixel thing, you can't really you can't put your pixel up on the wall. You can't put your pixels, there's a lot less you can do with it, I guess, is kind of the thing I'm getting at. But yeah, so maybe it's a money-making thing that they aren't super concerned with that market anyway, or I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I think it might also be a psychological thing where I think as men we have this strong desire to fail. That's why when you go to the casino, you see a bunch of dudes hanging out over the slot machines, and not a bunch of women, because men like to sit there and fail and hope that we get a win, we do whatever else, and women are like, no, I'm going to do something that I know I'm going to win at. That could be kind of the thing too, but yeah. Yeah. Hard to know. Alright, we can... Wait, if Dorothy has the most massive crit on Earth, we can get through it. Oh! Dorothy. Oh, she was usable one time, guys. Put that in the books there. Dorothy was usable in one situation. One situation ever. Alright, it's actually almost 7 o'clock my time, so PM. So this might end up being a Europe server reroll kind of deal for most of this stream, and then maybe we do a stream tomorrow. and we do like Asia server, then I don't want it to be too long, but we'll see. All right. Our boy Wonder is falling off of a building again. So, yeah. WoW is right. Yep, that is right. Wow, wow, wow. We'll get our Leanne here once again. Can't downplay that enough, you know. That exciting gameplay loop and rerolling. Getting to see Leanne every time you're here. Right, mount and power. Throw 2 into there, and then keep it. No. Oh. Oh no. It's not gonna do this, is it? One moment here. If I can. Yeah, it's not gonna. If there was some way to refresh the game from here, that would be great, but we will just go ahead and reopen it. Okay, start game. Should come back up here in a moment. Come on. Alright, can we see this on the screen? Okay, good. Alright, it's back up then. We're gonna be good to go there. Okay. Europe 3 it was, yeah. Alright, yeah. That didn't... I don't think that did too much. I think should be good to go then. Audio should be fine. Everything should be fine here. So we were getting into this then? Yeah. I guess I'll have to be careful about that next time that you click into the Valerian ad, that it'll throw you off. And get the auto battle running, and we're good to go there. This is like the saving grace of the rerolling, that they give you auto and ×2 battles in chapter 1 when you start, and you don't have to go through chapter 1 and manual that too. That would get pretty long if we had to be doing that, but yeah. All right, load. Are you rerolling for both or only wood? So I got a Lily on Europe 1 just a little bit ago. I'd say 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. I think we got a Lily, and it was a Lily with a Veronica and a Messiah. So actually, outstanding account there right off the bat. But yeah, I would like to get both Lily and Shadow Sonya on the same account. If possible, so yep, that is the goal. And then I do have a main account with Messiah, Heinrich, and Mio. So yeah, my main does have 3 out of the now 7 LDs. So yep. But Lily, Shadow, Sonya. I mean, you see it in like every team. You see all these people. You see a lot of creators that are like, you can't even play the game without Lily. Why is this? Well, everything's overtuned and this and that. But no, you can definitely play the game without Lily. It's just I would kind of like to get the Lily experience if possible. So and Shadow Messiah, or Shadow Sanya. Although I think Fangus, he doesn't fill the role nearly as well, but Fangus can kind of do a little bit of it too. Did we kill here? Awesome. Good pushing there. Okay. That. I don't think we can sneak around. I guess I'll try. Oh, we can. I don't have to wait. Good to know. You just sneak right around. Okay. Alright, Vice here. We gotta find. Alright, does Leanne finish? Can she finish a unit at that? Yeah, she can. If there's a unit that will find a way to fail you in this game, I feel like it's Leanne. She looks great. Great artwork. Should be viable, it's just that she oftentimes kind of isn't, so. Actually, she pretty much never is. You kind of have to... You're forced to use her by the hyperlink chatter, and it's kind of unfortunate because you could just be putting those time and resources into something else and then use your free reset on something else. Like you could try a different unit out if you wanted to and say, well, alright, this wasn't for me, or this wasn't for my account, or oh, I pulled this other unit, I'd rather throw stuff into them, or just stuff like that. But yeah, you're forced to use your free reset on Leanne. That, or you're forced to use 2 lattices on Leanne, which that would be bad. You don't want to do that. So definitely want to reset her and then get the 2 perfect lattices back. But yeah. I wonder if she'd be better if that, I think it's the second skill is the 4 times multi-hit skill. If she only attacked 1 unit 4 times and then reduced turn meter, maybe she'd be better then. Because it'd be better for damage anyway, and it would be better for the turn meter decrease. Because the only place you could really use her anyway was Teramaton, and then I think they changed the way that the turn meter reduction worked, I think, and then on top of that, she's already was random hitting everyone anyway, so it's almost a useless skill anyway for Teramaton, and then yeah, so she's kind of just useless, but that'll happen. Alright, Grim Pursuit, it's going to want to force me to do this, and then we can pop back out and do our codes and then get our summons in. Okay, exit battle. Codes, right. Alrighty, back to this. only got one monitor, so I have to try to squeeze all of this stuff into one link. Here, why don't I just use the Vulkan code? No, that's not right. No, I don't even know which one I just cancel out of that. I don't even know which one I use now, so guessing I used that one already. Yep, so it should be this code then. Next. Okay. This is a little bit brutal. These codes are. But anyway, this is Europe 3 anyway, so after this I'll only have 2 more Europe servers, and then probably just do the Asia servers a different time, tomorrow maybe or something. Okay, brand online, Etheria Smash. I think this is the worst part of the reroll, is entering the codes. Genuinely, I know other people have said that too, and I think it is. I think it might be worse than even the having to manually battle things. Can you believe that, a gacha game, we have to manually battle things? For 5 battles? How could they do that to us, right? But, right there. Alrighty then, should be all of them there. And we're almost ready to summon again. Hooray. Okay, we got that there. Yeah. Shop, we got a hit here for a summon, and then these, nothing there. And then I think just the event, just the one event tab where you have, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just this one. Alright. So we can pop back into here, summon, get this rolling. Yeah, 69 every time. I don't know why it says that, but I don't know if the pity counter just doesn't count Leanne as an SSR or what, but you're not gonna hit 69 summons anyway. I think the max you can hit is like 50, and then you get one anyway. So anyway, Kaz is a good sign. Kaz is always a good sign, guys. Okay. All right, we're going to the full soft pity for this first one, or the full, maybe, I guess it's a hard pity. This should be guaranteed SSR then. We will see what we get here. All right, yeah. I was gonna say my hopes aren't high, and then, yeah, but it's cool. Very cool. Let's just keep pushing, I guess. We've got 50 summons left here, so somewhat likely to get around to another SSR. Typically you're getting 2 here, so. Okay, Kachi's good, of course. But yeah, this account is looking pretty chalked at this point, so we'll see. Pretty bricked. I don't know if it's fair to call it bricked. I feel like chalked is more accurate. I feel like for it to be bricked, you would have had to put actual work into it, but rerolling is it's really not that big of a deal. So there we've got the Yelly, another Yelly. Wow, that's 2 Yellys today then. Very cool there. She's just not enough. She's just not enough, guys. Yeah. We're gonna take a look at her skills though. Somebody was saying earlier that Yelly's pretty good, so we are gonna take a look at her skills and just see what we're working with there. So obviously a beautiful character, great character design. So she purifies 2 debuffs from self and gains a crit buff, then deals 3 hits of 100% damage to all enemies, each hit having a 50% chance to inflict a 2-turn defense down on enemies. And then that goes down to a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty fantastic. Then the passive, after landing a critical hit with an active skill, Yelly has a 75% chance. If you skill it up all the way, it's 100% chance to additionally cast Arrow Spark 1 time. After each casting, the chance of triggering the next cast reduces to 60% of the current chance. So the first time is 100, the second time would be a 60% chance then, unless this goes up too with this and it's an 85% chance. Not sure. And then this one just deals some damage. It can steal buffs, which is pretty cool too, but yeah, not much I can do with 1 Yelly alone though, so yeah. On to the next one then. On to the next one. So that's what, a Lily, a Messiah, and 2 Yellys today then. So not bad, honestly. Those are pretty good rates. I would expect, honestly, an account or 2 here to just have no LDs, honestly. I think they make it a higher rate when you first start, like I think the first 3 or 4, it's a higher rate than actually, like, the 1/4 chance to get an LD, but just to kind of get people hooked, to be like, oh, I got an LD, cool, or maybe you got lucky and got 2. But yeah, I feel like there's an increased rate. Maybe there's not. It just is genuine luck of the draw, but I've had a lot of accounts where I re-rolled and then you get 2 LDs in the first 2 or 3 summons. Like I've had, I feel like half the accounts were that way, honestly. Maybe not quite half, but maybe a third. I feel like it's at least a third has been like double LDs. So yeah. Okay, turn meter that, and then should the kill there. Cool. And we're off. Okay, crit up and decrease defense. And then I think we're hoping for a crit on the middle guy here, because it might kill then if he crits. He didn't crit anyway, but that's fine. That one, this one here. Just keep it pushing. Okay, we've been streaming for 1 hour and 45 minutes, it looks like here, so doing good there. I think we end up probably just doing the Europe server accounts today then, and then we can do Asia tomorrow or the next day or something, so that should be fine. I'm wondering how many servers they're gonna drop. I can't imagine them dropping more than 10 new servers. To be quite honest, I don't know why they really would. I feel like maybe they like stop at 10 and then maybe eventually try to find a way to merge down some of the servers even. Unless they continue, because I imagine they have a lot of new players walking in every day right now. New people checking it out, coming in, seeing if it's a game they want to play. So newer servers right now kind of makes sense, but then, you know, at a certain point you kind of want to mix together the people that have, you know, 3 or 4 weeks into the game, and then they're not sitting in the same server with people that are just starting. Like, you want to kind of filter the servers up towards the top and keep pushing people up towards the top to help newer players when they're starting. And then also keep things competitive for Arena and Real-Time Arena and whatever else. Although Real-Time Arena is probably server-wide anyway. Whether you're on Global 1, 2, 3, you're probably fighting the same people there. But, yeah. Alright, good. Just about through the tutorial already then. Okay, it's his turn. Just keep pushing through here. So we got the decreased defense there, so we can just push with her second skill. And then throw Grace some more. Turns there. I wonder if Dorothy hits harder, actually. I wonder if I should have attack increased Dorothy. You might have that snipe potential there. Again. Go through the whole song and dance. Okay. Wonderful. So, once again through tutorial, guys. So a camera turns to look at them. Or a bomb turned to look at them? I don't know. It looked like a bomb went off there, but then, you know. And that's sort of, I would imagine, some sort of EMP, right? If you're in an electronic-based world, it'd be an EMP or something like that. Flying off a building. Maybe you just had a bad dream. I don't know. Do not know. They talk about it in the story as if it happened, though, so somehow he survived falling off a building, which is pretty miraculous. I'd love to know how he pulled that off. If he grappled onto something, or what they did to make that happen. Okay. The lower platform, watch out for the infected. Throw Leanne in. Alright. Get our modules on. Lower them up. I don't know why they don't have us go to +6 here. I feel like would kind of make sense, but they don't choose to make us upgrade those, so I guess that's fine. Either way. As long as you got those on, you're gonna get through the first chapter regardless of whatever else, so. Off limits, leave. I feel like the dialogue would be happening before the fight too. It's like, it's interesting for them to put that in there, but yeah, they're always putting the dialogue in the fights. If you guys haven't gotten through the story yet, like they put pretty much any dialogue you have with any enemies like this just on the side, instead of talking first, and then even with the like bosses you face later on in the game for story specifically, they're still gonna have these text boxes on the side for the first 5 seconds of the fight or something, and they want to show you that for some reason. Skip. Nobody cares what Yang has to say. So allegedly we're through the first area of the train. That is very convenient to know that we can just sneak our way around that guy. We don't have to wait for him. I've waited for him like a lot of times, but I guess if you just walk right around, that makes a lot more sense to just do that then. This done. And we're on our way here. Alright. Anything new in chat? No, this is a normal chat. I don't know if it's 203. I think it's 203. I knew it was either 202 or 203, so it's got to be 203. Not for the faint of heart in there. If the same people are still in there that were in there before, I mean, it's, you know, it's anything goes. It's, you know, if we want to do the furry stuff, we want to do the anything else, it's just, you know, pile them on in. So yeah, if you're looking for a weird time, I think 203 is probably for you. 206 sometimes has some weird stuff too, real degenerate behavior. Not that I'm saying that they should stop, but definitely degenerate, so that's alright though. Alright, let's get our chest here. I think there's a... Oh no, this is the train station. I guess there's a chest there, but... Alright. These people are saying Valerian is the best support. Valerian is broken. What do you guys think about that? I think Valerian is good. Definitely a good unit. I feel like she's impossible to run with Freya. I've tried a lot of different ways, but when you have Freya putting up the increased attack, and then Valerian does the increased defense, and then Freya comes back around with her turn, and then just puts increased defense on everyone again, like it's... doesn't make any sense. If you could switch the way that her buffs worked, if you could selectively put in how you wanted Valerian's buffs to go on, that'd be cool. Because then I'd be hitting either crit rate or speed. One or the other, because you probably have a gray in your team maybe anyway, and then you have the crit rate, so what you would want first from Valerian would be the speed, and then after that she can do whatever it is she wants to do. But yeah, she doesn't stack well with Freya for the most part. It's a little like a little redundant in a way. I think she works better with Kashi the guard, I would say. I think she's definitely a better pair with Kashi, because he does the increased defense and immunity, and then she would do the increased attack first, and then she would go ahead and do crit rate after that. Or if you already had crit rate, she would do attack then into speed or something like that. But yeah, her buffs work a little more synergistically with Kashi than with Freya. She is definitely good though. Definitely a good character, but for just for longer PvE fights, her and Freya don't get along well. I feel like Kachi is the one that's broken, honestly. Sometimes it's not about how much you're doing with your kid, it's just that you're doing the right thing in the right place, and he is absolutely doing the right thing in the right place. Kachi is outstanding for Nico Nana. Really, really outstanding there. And a couple other places too. I think he's good. He's probably good in every Grim Pursuit and like the end game bosses there, so yeah, he's quite nasty. Definitely a nasty one. So we can exit this. Don't want to waste the time there. And we can hit our codes now. Etheria code start. That's what they could call it. I guess people were joking. It's called Etheria restart for a reason. And so yeah, you can restart it a lot of times and still not get what you want, which I think is okay. There's definitely ways to play this game without Lily. For anyone out there, any poor Etheria restart player out there that doesn't have her, like I don't have her on my main either, you can definitely play the account without her. You will survive. It'll be all good. She's definitely helpful. There's no way around that. I mean, she's definitely very helpful. Outstanding for Union Boss. I use my friend reps for Union Boss. I use their lilies. I've got like 2 or whatever I think in there, or the Union list or something. I'm not sure what you're pulling off in Union Boss. Maybe it's just the Union list and not your actual friend list or whatever. But yeah. Alright. Let me know, guys, if the music is too loud. I said that earlier. Nobody said anything. I assume it's okay, but I don't want it to be too loud where it's, like, irritating, but I want it to be loud enough where it's nice to, like, a little nice background music just to fill some space. So... Box, Braxo... This guy right here, I'm pretty sure he's the one that went off on Etheria Restart, said it was a dog shit game. So, which is weird, because I think there's clips of him playing Honkai Star Rail and losing the 50-50 battle like 7 times or something. I think he's... I don't know what the issue is there, but for anyone that doesn't know, in some of these games you have 50-50 chances on these banners where the banner unit is up, but then you can get a set of other of that quality. So in this game it would be SSR. So you could get, let's say there's like a Freya banner. So in this game it's a 100% chance to get Freya once you hit pity, or you could get her earlier. But she's the only one in the pool. But in other games you've got this 50-50 chance where you can pull the banner, or you can pull some other random high quality like SSR or whatever it would be. And you can lose those 50-50 battles over and over and over again in some games. Some games it's not a 50-50 where you lose the 50-50, so then the next one is guaranteed to be what you're looking for. There's somewhere it's 50-50 and you can fail 100 times out of 100 times. Not that that's very statistically likely, of course, but possible. So, anyway. I'm not personally a player of any of those games, so I don't I don't relish in that agony, I guess. So. Good for those of you that do, though. Put this. Okay. And then the event had 5 once again. Okay. We can go ahead and summon, right? Should be 72 to 74. We're a little light on crystals. Where can we get some, I wonder? Is there like 25 in here, maybe? No. Okay, well, we will just hit the summons. We'll do 10 summons, and then we can hop back and get more crystals in a minute here. I think we'll hit one pity first, then we'll hop out, get the crystals, and then run back through to then get the second SSR. Okay, looks like we went full out here too again. Which is rough, but that's name of the game sometimes, so what are we getting here? We getting double LDs? A Rahu or Chloros? Okay. Chloros. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I've pulled a couple Rahus. I've seen that face a lot. Too many times. Not that Rahu's bad or anything, but he's a little tougher to use than some of the other damage dealers in the game, I feel like. Then we can hop back in and we should have, what is that, 50? I think that lines up with everything else we've had here. Alright. Yeah, Chloros is a great unit. If I could get the Lily Shadow Sania here, I mean, definitely I'd be happy to have a Chloros to pair with them. Didding is the other. He's the other part of the couple there that destroy Terramatan together. Alright. What are we popping? Who is Chloros going to get to hang out with? Alright. 2 Messiahs today, guys. Double Messiah. There we go. Okay, Rin. And we'll keep it pushing through here. And then one more pull there. Alright. That'll be a wrap there then. And we can get out of here. Nope, not there. Be here. Other, yeah. Alright, I think that was Europe Server 3. So we've got 4 and 5 left, and then I think we will be done for the day. Then I think that... Oh, was that 4? That must have been Europe Server 4 we just did then. So, okay. We'll do, yeah. We'll do 5 and we'll probably call it a stream then. Should be the last one here. You Pharaoh. Yeah, so we have to sit in this chair and then end up down in some new fictitious world. So it's got to be like an internet world, right? It can't be like a second dimension. It's got to be some... I guess it could be. I don't know. I guess it's kind of what they do in Avatar, right? The the tall blue ones, the human guys like go inside of some machine and then they're, you know, some body in a distant land or something like that, or are they on the... No, I think the human body is on that planet. They have to go across space or something to the avatar planet and do it that way, but... Well, no, these people don't leave Earth, though. There was some cataclysmic event in the real world made humans go into doing this hyperlinking thing. Looks like they live in bunkers, but I don't know. Must have been... I don't know if it was a war. I can't remember the exact... okay, yep, come on. Can't remember the exact story of the game, but it was something like that. There was some sort of war, maybe, and that's how they ended up in bunkers, and that's what this apocalyptic frozen wasteland thing was, or maybe it was supposed to be some global warming, but then oops, it went the other way. I'm not sure at the moment, but something that's making it snow outside constantly in their little world, human world. Okay, just run right past that and through to here. What I like the most about those little guys that run after you when they get provoked is that you can actually just end up hitting the story or whatever, the story marker you're supposed to hit, and then they kind of like wander off back to what they were doing. They don't keep aggro on you once you start into some story dialogue, so you can avoid them that way too, if they aggro onto you and are actually running after you. Okay, do that one. Pretty sure we can knock this one out. Cool. End up hitting top of this one. Okay. Okay, cool. We got a stun. That's always helpful. So this boss will not get another attack then, which will be pretty nice. Let's finish that off. Yeah. Very cool. So that means then, because I pulled a Lily, and then 2 Messiahs and 2 Yellies. So I think we've pulled 5 today. 5 LDs, which is pretty good. I think this is our 6th account, so we're averaging 1 per account. That's not exactly how that's going anyway. So then the only SSR, then LD SSR I have not pulled would be SSania then. She would be the only one that I have not quite hit yet. I wonder if people had the choice, if they would, like, they knew they were going to be playing the account from, like, level 1 to level... I don't know if we hit level 100 in this game. I think it's probably level 1 to 100 in Etheria Restart. I'm not sure. I know I've seen people in the 70s. I don't know if I've seen 80 yet, but I've seen 70. So I'm wondering if... I'm assuming the cap hits 100 and then you're done leveling up. But if you had to go from level 1 to 100, and then you had to complete all the endgame stuff, complete the, like, Ethernet rally, all the different things the game has to offer, if people would choose to run, would they pick, and they could pick, like, 1 SSR that they guaranteed got, would you pick up a Lily or a SSania? Because I feel like some people, like, if they really thought about it, they would probably pick up the SSania, because... these bosses we know you can do without Lily, but pretty much every team that people are showing that they're consistently and safely farming with, like, it's almost all Shadow Sania, other than Aurora and Doki Doki, of course, but like pretty much any Grim Pursuit, I think you can use her in. You can use her in Terramaton. Any other PvP or PvE, I mean, any other PvE boss you can hit with her. So I wonder if people would choose Shadow Sania or Lily. I'm not 100% sure. I think a couple weeks ago it would have been like Lily for sure, like 100% guaranteed. But now I feel like it might actually be flipping the other way, because you're seeing the value of the dots. You're seeing the lack of damage you're able to do, like, at all to some of these bosses, and dots are just doing so much more. I kind of wonder what people would choose. Maybe they'd still choose Lily. I mean, obviously she's still outstanding character, but yeah, I have to get like an endgame person, I guess, to answer that question. I'm not sure that you can call anyone in this game endgame, because it's only been out for 3 weeks, and then beyond that, the beta testing, I think the longest beta testing was maybe 3 weeks. I think it was. I didn't follow any of that myself, but yeah. Luckily, I found this game a week before I think it released, so I was kind of ready to go in a way. I didn't watch too many videos on what's best and this and that, like just the general stuff, like general global release tier list and things, and hopped on in from there. But yeah, of course those tier lists said that Real Mocha is you have to get Real Mocha, and now it's like I'm happy I waited, because for me personally, I looked at Real Mocha and I looked at Kloss and I looked at Jada, looked at Rosa, and to me it was like, you gotta get Kloss. Like, I don't know how you could not get. Why would you pick anything other than Kloss here? You've got the decreased defense, the decreased speed, that little hacker thing she does. I feel like that's just so much more valuable of a setup than getting a damage dealer for just Doki Doki. But I think people are realizing that now anyway. But yeah, some of the the game's changed a little bit. They've tweaked some things. Some of the information has changed. There's been more testing that's been done, so stuff like that's bound to happen anyway, where people are going to change their mind. Light the fire. What does this say? Belongs to us. Light the fire. Belongs to us. I wonder if that's a play they have here. One thing I find interesting about this game, too, is that you don't have all the SSRs that people are pulling showing up in chat or, like, running across the screen. If you're playing a game where when somebody pulls, like, an SSR or whatever the top tier unit is in the game, and they have it going across the screen, that should be your cue that you are playing a cash grab idle game, and that you should definitely like play something else, because that's so disturbing, such disturbing behavior. When the companies do that, they've got all these summons that people are doing flashing across the screen, and like, I feel like it's fine in chat. I feel like that's fine. I'm used to it from Summoner's War, but because they do it in a way where it's a little bit skinnier anyway. Some other games, like Epic 7, just got that so wrong. They really got their chat system wrong. So did Raid, but that's for a different reason. I think Raid, they aren't putting enough people in the same chat room. I think they're putting like 20 people in a chat room or something and just spreading everyone out. Or I don't know what they're doing, but for a game that has a bunch of players, their global chat should be active constantly, and there's never anyone talking, which I find very odd about that game. But yeah. Okay, you should walk forward a little bit there. This train, I'd never ride this junk. Where did Kazumi go? Man, shut up, Yang. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody cares what Yang has to say. Alright, this should be the last time I have to look at Vice's... Well, no, I'm definitely going to see Vice when I summon, but this should be the last time that I have to battle Vice today. And, my god, I'm happy about it, because rerolling, like, it's great or whatever to get the rerolls done, but, man, it's just... You get sick of looking at this stuff. I think after this, I'm probably... Like, I'll do the Asia server rerolls just to see, but then I don't feel like I'm going to reroll again after doing the 5 Asia servers tomorrow or whenever else, because, like, I've got the Lily, like, I'll get a Shadow Sanya somewhere eventually, so there'll be a banner too, maybe when she's been, power creeped into Oblivion, we'll get a Shadow Sanya banner, and so yeah, I think that's kind of the thing with Lily too, like, do we end up getting a Lily banner? I'm not surprised. Like, I think that putting Yelly into the game was... I don't think that was shocking to put a new LDSSR in the game. I think that was probably pretty normal. Reasonable to do. No. But yeah, I feel like after putting the 7th one in 2 weeks here, I think we should be getting... Then what is it, a week off from... It's like a week off or something between the LD banner, then to the next one, and then we should probably get a rerun of something. So they've already done Messiah, then obviously they're doing Yelly now. So then the question is, what do you do next? You could put Doki Doki in, which I think most people think is pretty bad. She's actually not bad, I don't like her either, but just to clarify, I don't like Doki Doki either. Like, I'm sure a lot of people don't, but she's realistically not that bad. Like, all the LDs are usable somehow. But do you do a Doki Doki banner? Do you do a Heinrich banner? Mio was new. They could have justifiably done a Mio banner instead of Messiah. So, you know, I'm not sure about that there. But then you're ending up with what's left? Heinrich, Shadow Sanya, and Lily. Do they really want to do any of those three? Like, maybe they want to do Heinrich. I think that's all going to be dependent on what happens in PvP. I think that's where Heinrich really shines. He's got the strip with the block buffs. He's got the wound so you can't heal your team. He's definitely going to be very, very dominant, I think, at least early on in PvP. And he can do a little damage, too. I don't think his damage is great or anything, but he can at least do a little damage to go along with his stripping and his debuffing and stuff. But it's not like you could run him alone. Like, I don't think there's any way you could win a PvP battle with just him as the damage dealer. I think you really have to bring other stuff. Like, if you're winning with just a Heinrich as your damage dealer, you're probably fighting someone that is pretty far below your level, or I don't know who you're playing against. I don't know what the circumstance would be there, but that would be kind of odd to me, at least, to be losing in that situation. So anyway, we gotta go in here and pretend we're gonna do this. We'll back out, and then we're going to hit our promo codes, and that'll be the last of the pulls for the day. So just bear with me for a little bit longer here, guys. I don't even want... Oh no. Whoops. All right. We'll go back in and put the promo codes in. But, yeah, I don't even want to say it, but, like, the only thing... I don't know why this came up. Server 3. We're on server 5. The only thing that would get me to play these accounts farther than just past Chapter 1 at this point is if I couldn't get 2 SSRs and I liked the first one. If I got an SSR that I actually wanted for the first one, maybe I would just do it anyway, honestly, though. Like, I say that I wouldn't, but that is kind of like, if you're going to go through the time of rerolling, maybe it's worth going ahead and maybe you just go ahead and do the do a little more story and make sure you get the extra summons to get the second SSR and just see what you get, but I don't know. Because I've rerolled enough stuff, I feel like that'd be a little iffy, but maybe I would do it. But really don't want to have to do that, though. Really do not want to have to do that. Those. I think it's one of the great things about this game too is that they have all these promo codes, and it's all like creators too. Like the promo codes themselves are telling you like, hey, oh, these are creators here. You can go and watch these people. Like I'm assuming these are all people that were in the open beta, or not. I don't know if it was open beta, but in the beta testing as well. What I do find weird here is that none of these are HH Gaming or Hell Hades Gaming from Raid. They did a partnership together, but then none of the codes are with them. And they actually set something up on their website. I don't know if any of you guys are Raid players. You know, we are. What is it? What's the term for it? They're always describing like artists and artists, like people that draw and do paintings and stuff this way. Tortured. We are tortured kindred spirits. If all of us that play Raid, there's no reason to do that. It's not good for you to do that, but we do it anyway. But yeah, they did something with the Hell Hades team there, and then I'm not seeing a code for them. I haven't really seen any videos. I don't know if they did any upon the release of this game. I know they're, of course, making their own game as well, but yeah, I don't know why, if there was some falling out there, or there was some contractual disagreement, or maybe the team just didn't like the game. I would find that kind of shocking, but at the same time, I kind of wouldn't, because this game is nice to people that are free to play, and Raid is the most punishing game on this planet for people that are unwilling to spend money. So maybe they were just like, well, we don't feel like shit when we play this game, so why would we keep playing it? So maybe that's what happened there with the HH Gaming team, but I think it's weird that they're not in the promo code list. So we'll get this stuff. Achievements. Alright, here we go there. Here. Okay. 7-day deal. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Never mind there. Did we got the we got this right? Yeah, okay. Shop. This one. These here. Alright, I think that's all of it. Let's see what we get. Okay, I am... oh, we're almost 2.5 hours in here today, guys, so... Good, healthy, long stream for my first time. Got my streaming virginity taken from me today. Rip. Rip the purity. Alright. I don't think we had to go to full on that one like I have on some of the other ones here. So, that is good. Casio, what a beauty. Vice. I knew we'd see him again, guys. Okay, Hell Kid. He was one that I was not sure if I pulled. I think I might have pulled one of him a different time, but other than that, I think I've pulled Hoyan on a different rerolled account. Pulled Klaus, Ramoko, Lilith. Beyonton I've pulled as well, Mia Holden. So yeah, I've pulled all of these. I've pulled all of the normal ones. Literally the only SSR that I've not pulled is SSania, so. Yep. Okay, let's finish this up. Kazumi, Kazuyo. Okay. We have, what, 30 more here? Okay. Okay, was it 10 more? Alright. Thank God. I did not want to have to go back into story mode to get more summons. Just to probably get something I wouldn't care about anyway. Tsukiyomi, Glossy, yeah. Glossy is good. Alright. Well, we got one good reroll then. For this one, what did this one get? Gloss and Hellkid, yeah. Not these are bad, I mean, these are good characters, but if you're going to reroll, you want to be getting the LDs, so. We're going to go ahead and check out that first account then. Or not the first, the second account, which would have been Europe Server 1. Take a look at that real quick, and then I think we're going to be done with the stream for today, guys, so. That will be, I think that'll be alright. My throat is not used to all the talking, so. Alright, here we got the Messiah Lily here. Was there an account? I don't know if one of the accounts got Messiah Yelly, or if it was separate accounts where we got Messiah on one account and then Yelly on different accounts. I know we got Yelly on Global Server 5, and then Messiah Lily here, of course, with Veronica too, which is cool. I guess I'm gonna take a look real quick, guys, and then we'll call her a day. Just to make sure. Pretty sure it was separate accounts. We got the Messiah and the Yelly on the Europe servers, so. Okay. Okay, this was Yada Ramulka. So I guess this one is set up for Doki Doki, and that's about it there. Well, Yada's good, I think, pretty much everywhere, but yeah, Ramulka's really just Doki Doki. Europe 3. Yeah, so we got Celine's Yelly here, yeah, and then it must have been the fourth server then that we got the Messiah on. So I got 2 Yellys, I got 2 Messiahs. We got 5 today, so yeah, it was Lily Messiah, and then it must have been 1 Yelly, and then 1 Messiah, not Global, Europe 4. Yeah, yep, so Messiah Chloros. This would actually be a really good account for a lot of people to start with. Messiah Chloros, having those hardcore damage dealers there. Yeah, this one got Didding too, so you got Didding, Chloros, and Messiah. I mean, you know, 3 of the absolute best damage dealers in the game here together. Terramatan is definitely going to be easy for you. Arena would be good, and then yeah, so pretty cool there. But obviously, the more LDs you can get, the better. So I think I got Didding on the Lily Messiah one too, so we'll check that out again real quick. I'm gonna have to go in after recording and check where the lily was so I can take a screenshot of it. I meant to earlier and then accidentally fell out of the summoning thing or whatever. I must have clicked out of it on accident, so yeah. But Messiah Lily, that is an outstanding combination there. Veronica's a nice add, at least to look at. And then so we've got Dinah, we've got Gray, we've got the decreased defensors for SRs. We've got the Valerian, we've got the Kazuyo, we've got the Fangus, the Catchy the Guard. So we got a lot of the good SRs on here even. I mean, this one's even can be usable as well. So what is it missing? Didding. Like, for my personal taste, at least, we're missing, like, Didding and Viper is great, too. So Didding, Viper... Yeah. That's pretty much it, Didding and Viper. But... let's check the archive real quick. Like, it might be more. Didding... oh, Sania. Okay, yeah. I was like, I have to be missing someone, but yeah. So, yeah. Definitely Viper, Sania, and Didding then would be the ones, so. Alright, great account, though. So, yeah. That's all for the stream today, guys. Thanks for coming out. I will try to give a little more notice, for future streams. This was the first one today, just kind of testing it out, see how it would go, but it looks like everything went well. I think the audio was good. I hope the music was a good volume. I hope everything worked out there. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see everybody next time.